Hey there, this video is going to introduce integers and absolute value. Now before we do that, we need to review natural numbers and whole numbers. Natural numbers are the numbers we count with, 1, 2, 3, and so forth. Whole numbers are the natural numbers, but we also include the number 0. Now if I take the natural numbers and their opposites and also include 0, then I get what is called the set of integers. So here you have the set of integers. You have the positive numbers, 1, 2, 3, and so forth, and you have their opposites, which would be negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, and so forth. Now the easiest way to represent the integers is to look at the number line. You can see that we have the negative integers, the positive integers, and we have 0, which is neither positive or negative. Now when we talk about positive and negative numbers, we also sometimes want to talk about how far they are from 0 on the number line. For example, the number 3 is 3 units from 0, 3 units to the right of 0. Now I might want to also look at a number, let's say negative 4. Negative 4 is 4 units from 0, but to the left. Now there are times when we want to take a look at how far they are from 0. Sometimes this is referred to as the number part, but actually it is called the absolute value. Every number has an absolute value. That's the number that coincides to the distance that that number is from 0. Now, let's take a look at the symbols and look at a few examples. So let's look at a few numbers. First of all, the symbols for absolute value are 2 vertical brackets, and then you put your number in the middle. I'll just say X for right now. So let's look at some examples. The absolute value of 3 is asking for the distance that 3 is from 0. Well, if 3 is here and you count 1, 2, 3, it's 3 units from 0. If I look at the absolute value of negative 7, I'm saying how far is negative 7 from 0? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's a 7. Now if I look at the number 0 is 0 units from 0, so the answer is 0. And then if I look at the number negative 124, now it's clear off to the left here, but you should see from the example here that that would be 124. So let me show you a little example on how to quickly keep in mind what we're looking for with absolute value. This is the absolute value bathtub. Now, if I put a number like negative 5 into the bathtub, that's like putting a dirty kid into the bathtub, and theoretically they should come out clean. Now let's say I put a clean kid into a bathtub. I will put a clean number in, let's say the number 4, and just like you don't put a clean kid in a bathtub and get a dirty kid out, if you put a clean kid in, you better get a clean kid out. So whatever goes into the absolute value bathtub comes out with no negative sign. We clean it off. So let me show you just a couple examples where the bathtub picture comes into play as well. Now, here I've got 7 minus 3 in the absolute value brackets. What I don't want to see you do is put the 7 minus 3 into the tub, because just like you don't really want to put kids in the tub together because they're going to fight, you're only going to put a single number in. So before I can put anything into the tub, I've got to combine the 7 minus 3 and get 4. So what I really need is the absolute value of 4, which we've already shown that you can put it in and it comes out as a 4. So don't put more than one number into the tub, just like you wouldn't put more than one kid into the tub because they may fight. Now over here, you've got 2 separate quantities that are ready to go into the tub. So put the negative 11 into the tub and it comes out as a positive 11. And then you put the negative 2 into the tub. It comes out as a positive 2. And then you are told to subtract those and get 9. So never put anything into the absolute value tub unless it's a single number that's in the brackets. The last thing I want to look at is how do you tell which number of two numbers is larger? Now for numbers like 4 and 7, we're used to thinking about counting numbers and which one is larger. We know that 7 is larger than 4, or we would say 4 is less than 7. But on the number line, the way that you can tell is if you find your two numbers, the number on the left is less. So the number on the left is the smaller one. So now if I want to take a look at negative 3 and negative 8, that negative 8 is on the left, so it's the smaller number. Now our symbol always points at the smaller number. So when I read this, I say negative 3 is greater than negative 8. And we've got one more here. I've got a 2 and a negative 9. The negative 9 is to the left, so it's less. So my symbol would be pointing at the negative 9, and I would say 2 is greater than negative 9. Now in the next video, we're going to talk about how to use the number line to add and subtract positive and negative numbers.